Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Nora, and on today's video, I will be showcasing my fully decorated pirate themed Dazzle Beach. I had so much fun designing this build, and I hope it brings you a ton of inspiration. And before we get the tour started, I just wanted to quickly say, if you need some additional inspiration for Dazzle Beach, whether you're doing maybe a tropical city or maybe something more natural, I do have a dedicated playlist with multiple ideas around this. Alright, so now let's go ahead and get our tour started, and as you can see, I have gone for like a mixture of natural and structured for this pirate village. I actually took a lot of inspiration from two of my favorite games, and that is Enshrouded and also Skyrim. So while I was building this, I was also loading up those two games to get inspiration not only from the medieval towns, but also the ones that were kind of more on the coastal side. And this really just helped me figure out how I wanted my build to look. I knew I really wanted to incorporate a lot of more rustic elements into this, so I tried to do like a dock area behind the buildings over here, and I tried to connect this dock over to other house skins, just kind of like what you would see in an actual coastal medieval town. So I definitely think I captured this look and approach with the docks in the background just to create this really nice forced perspective look. Even though I do like how this build turned out, I still absolutely despise the bridge that I used in the forced perspective. This is the Milan bridge. It just doesn't connect. You can't even place it on water or even the new river kit. I just think that this item had so much potential. So I was really dedicated to try to show that this item can still be a really nice item in a build, even though it has so many flaws. And I'm really hoping that I did justice with this, just because I do want to love this item, but I know it could be so much better. So the next location is this little market area that I created just kind of like as a filler build, and I'm actually not super happy with this just because I ran out of items to decorate the stalls. I'm actually a huge fan of market builds. I just tend to have a lot of fun with them because I love to clutter. And I know that this market build could have been so much better if I had the extra items to clutter into it. So I'm gonna link for y'all an older market video of mine that I think that still holds up till this day. And it's on Dazzle Beach, and I think it would be a great addition for this build if you want to go with like a different layout. You could also take inspiration from this build and do the marketplace exactly as the older video, because I think that that placement would be a great addition to our pirate village as well. So feel free to combine ideas and make this build more personal for you. The next location of our pirate village is more of like the city outskirts, so I decided to go with like a more natural approach over here. But as I mentioned earlier in my video, if you wanted to continue the city-like elements, you could definitely recreate that older marketplace build that I mentioned, and I will have that pinned for y'all in my pinned comment, because I do think it would be a great addition to this build. I was just trying really hard to not recreate similar builds for this build today. But once we leave that location, we make our way towards Skull Rock, and as you can see, I opted for a more simple build just because I was starting to get a little higher on the item limit than what I wanted for this build. Now, the whole village itself is not very item limit consuming, but obviously the more clutter we use, the more we lose towards our item limit, so I decided to just keep this location really simple. I feel like I've done a pretty good job with this build just because it really hasn't been taking up too much of the item limit. A lot of the buildings just give the illusion that this build is a lot more detailed than it really is, so I've just been really enjoying kind of going with these more simple but also still very detailed builds on the valley. But if you did want to go with like a more detailed Skull Rock build, I do have two different videos in that playlist I mentioned in the beginning of this video if you want to go take inspiration from those instead. But now that we have finished doing a walkthrough of the build, we're going to go ahead and get some overhead shots just so y'all can see it from this perspective as well. Anyways, I know that these angles are super helpful for those who are recreating my builds or maybe taking inspiration from them, so I hope that these angles just really help y'all out. I'm gonna go ahead and just do some different shots of the entire build, and I'll see you in a couple of minutes at the end of the video for my outro, and of course a special thanks to my members as well. Alright friends, so we are finally nearing the end of today's video. I hope that everything that I showcased brought you a ton of inspiration, and of course let me know your thoughts about the build in the comment section below. Also, a huge thank you to all of my channel members for supporting the channel in such a personal way. Thank you so much for your continued support and just helping the channel grow. Y'all's support just truly has helped keep this channel running. It has helped me afford premium shop builds. It has helped me continue to keep doing what I do here on Horrible Gaming, so thank you again for your support. Lastly, if you're new here and want more inspiration for your valley, I post videos every single week on my channel, so consider subscribing for more content like this in the future. Anyways, that's it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, have a horrible day and see you soon.